DreamHack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
We're back for DreamHack Masters Las Vegas, and it is our final game, the bookend game of day 2 here from the MGM Grand. It has been a spectacular day, on par with some of the lights you're seeing right here on your screen. Vegas, no short of attractions, and one of them is getting better and better with every game. We're on our way to that Garden Arena that is just around the corner for the weekend, but first we've got to get another team locked into the playoffs. Will it be FaZe or will it be Mousesports is the question, and of course joining me to give me the answer, I'm myself Machine. We have Duncan Thor and Shields.
Storyteller.
The storyteller. Jason
stories.
Moses O'Toole. The guy, and of course,
yet.
well, I mean, no, you're just kind of a guy. You're like, I mean, if you were an analyst, kind of, if each analyst had a color, you'd probably be beige. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah,
he knows. We're on the same.
We know what we're talking about. Yeah. And of course, Yanko, the giggle.
You know
master.
the old saying, you know, when you watch Cloud9, you either laugh or you cry.
Right.
So he went with that one.
Yeah. So we ended our previous segment, if you have just joined us, with Yanko crying tears of we don't know what. We'll say yoy. Yeah, we'll say yoy for now. But
yoy.
But oh no, he's going again.
No, fine.
He's back. Okay. So we'll start with you, just because I think it could be fun. The discussion I want to have, and I've kind of been waiting for an opportunity to start this discussion, is surrounding what do we think's going on in Nico right now? Do you think he is going to be... What? Okay, don't start. Don't do that.
In Nico?
Don't do that.
In him?
In him. In Nico's head is probably where I was going with that.
Bacteria, digesting stuff
right
in his
down
gut.
the road.
Come on!
You're not helping me out.
I'm sorry. Go.
Now, Yanko, you're an expert on what's inside Nico. You spent a lot of time with him when you were in a team.
Actually, for that part, you better ask Assad.
Okay. He was his handler, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay.
Daddy,
okay.
one would say.
The direction I was trying to take this conversation in was that, of course, you know, people are questioning whether Nico is going to want to, you know, just have some fun, or if he's going to want to put on a show. And I side with the latter.
What is this? Listen, you want to have some fun? You want to put on a show?
I'm trying.
No.
Anyways,
bringing it back.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hopefully. Hopefully. I think the story with Mousesports right now is, even in Pro League, you could see that they're just playing a different type of Counter-Strike. They're playing without any pressure. They're just playing super loose. You can see that more than anything else in their T sides. And you can see that Nico is at a point where he doesn't really worry anymore about the team, in a sense, about leading the team. He's just playing his own game, and you can see how beneficial that is for Mousesports at the moment. So I think he obviously wants to do as best as he can for Mousesports. He spent a lot of time in that team. That's the team in which he broke out to the international scene, in a sense. So I'm sure he's going to try his best to go as far as possible in this tournament, but it's going to be with a different style than what we've seen from Mousesports in the previous 6 months or so. And you're welcome.
Yeah, and it has been a very loosey-goosey play style as well. Congratulations, you used your words.
No, I mean, I saved you.
Oh, thank you. We can go bring up the groups, though, to show exactly why Mousesports are in the upper bracket. They're one best of one away from a spot in the playoffs, which is something that, you know, had they been in their regimented style of play, had there not been Chris J. Ian, Oscar out, all of this, or excuse me, vice versa, we probably wouldn't have expected to see them here.
Also, the only way Mousesports can make the playoffs by winning only best of ones.
I mean, the real irony of it is we saw Nico do everything possible to make this team work, giving up his own game to make other things work, and the fact that he's just like knows he's leaving, so now he's just like playing his own style, playing everything he wanted to do to begin with. It's actually creating more space for the rest of his teammates to be more effective. I mean, his teammates are not people who can create plays by themselves with the consistency, with the impact that he can. So the fact that he's now doing it actually helps guys like Speedy and Dennis and Lowell have impact because they don't have to do all like the tough job, so to speak.
I mean, I'm glad you mentioned Lowell because there's an interesting discussion to be had about what happens to this Spanish talent, right? I mean, Mousesports are being ripped apart from the insides, losing Nico, losing Chris J. But I feel like Lau was actually climbing up analyst and community's kind of expectations as Mousesports.
I mean, the key thing is he hasn't really like blown anyone away. Like he hasn't been like, you know, the superstar sidekick that Nico needed and all that sort of jazz. That's really that was more on Oscar's shoulder when he came in, you know. But he hasn't underwhelmed either. He's just been pretty solid. Everyone thinks pretty good find. I think he'll stay in the team. For me, actually, Mousesports, still think they have a decent future because the key thing is, as long as they keep this unit, which is going to speak in English as a team, it makes them sort of like a mini FaZe. It makes them a destination for potential talents from countries either that don't have a good scene in top teams or just good players who, I mean, it could be a player like a Scream one day, you know, where that's where they go to play and kind of wield their talents, you know.
Frozen. Get that young 14-year-old in with his deep.
Man alive.
Jesus Christ. Why has he done this?
Out of context things.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I actually like Lowell a lot over towards Body when he was in...
You like the body of Lowell?
Yeah, now you could just string everything.
14-year-old bodies.
Jesus.
Get your mind out of the gutter. We're moving.
Oh, okay, go on.
Yeah. I'm just gonna cut this off. I just want to try and change the topic to something a little bit more relevant. That is, of course, their opponents. We can bring that one up as well. FaZe, which actually, you know, we heard in interviews themselves, Duncan. They've actually stated that they're playing every game as a new one. Their goal was top 8. Everything else is a bonus. I mean, it's an intriguing mindset to have, and it does seem to be kind of mirroring some of the benefits that Nico has had, which is just play loosey-goosey, no pressure, and actually find some success.
I mean, the problem for me with FaZe is that since you know Nico's coming in, since Jacob is just a stand-in, you are almost certainly going to have to rehaul a lot of this team when Nico comes into it. You know, you're not going to be playing the same style you had before. I doubt that you're going to be playing AZ's role in terms of Nico. So at this point, you may as well almost play. I mean, what you're ideally suited to do is just play as like a super mix with like really good players, good in-game leader, use some of the basics, but know that like, you know, we can test things out, we can experiment a little bit because we're probably going to have to go back to the drawing board anyway. I think they deep down know. Carrigan's actually a very reasonable person in this sense. He knows they're not going to win the event, you know. He knows this is not going to be some epic tournament for the ages, you know. So he just probably wants to just scout out what roles can I use people in, what the map's going to be like, just play each game, you know, in isolation, do something unique there. So I think actually they are certainly a team who can surprise people, but yeah, you're probably not going to see anything revolutionary.
Right. I mean, we even said out in an interview we saw from Carrigan, or if not Keo, stating that they are just slotting JChem slap bang into the shoes of AZ, right? Like they're literally just dumping it.
Yeah,
this is how you're going to play for now, and we'll just see how far we get.
It's not like the Fox situation with SK where they had like a month to like play, like practice for, and they had him at the ECS as well. So I mean, they kind of just have to plug him in and see how it goes.
Matt Vito's up on screen now. I presume this is one of those ones where it isn't as clear-cut as some of the later teams in the playoffs.
I mean, the thing is, the map that Mouse hope they can get to is Mirage, because we absolutely know Mouse has always been able to play that. It's a map that we know Carrigan likes and we know FaZe like. So actually, I don't think FaZe will ban it. So actually, I think that's a real potential at this point in time. So Nuke is almost certainly going to be banned, I feel like, at some point by the Mousesports guys. I think that's probably going to be their third ban. Probably something like Cash. Yeah, Cash is definitely an option. They haven't been so good on, I mean...
We haven't seen a Cash, have we?
The problem is, though, will they play Inferno? I mean, they're leaving Inferno in. I feel like maybe Mouse will just ban Inferno at this point in time, in which case FaZe will be the one who get the choice, and maybe they'll still pick Mirage.
I think they will veto Nuke. I think they veto Nuke because they're going for FaZe vetoing Inferno and ending up on Mirage. I think that's
they probably
the
have to veto, because
scenario.
we know FaZe has played Nuke as well, and they've looked half decent.
And
so
none of these teams have played Inferno. So,
so now it's up to FaZe if they want to do it.
I know Henry's chopping at the bit to cast Inferno as well.
That's true.
That's my level of analysis.
I think it's going to be Mirage, though. I think they're just going to ban it out. I think they've pushed them. There we go. They've forced them to sort of take it at the end. Someone like Carrigan, especially, who he likes to run a structured team. I don't think this is the time to risk Inferno.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, despite them saying it's going to be a lot of fun and no pressure, a whole new map added to the mix of stand-ins and players leaving, it would have been a very chaotic experience for the players and for viewers in general. So the map's locked in. We know we're going to Mirage. Anything spring to mind when you see, the likes of FaZe or Mouse next attached to Mirage?
This is a map where Nico can have a lot of impact, moving towards that middle area of the map on the terrorist side, sneaking up to connector and just looking for aim duels. I mean, when he's in connector, he has an aim duel on a player who's playing Cat. That player's gone. I mean, if a player is in the A side, I feel like that's where Alu is going to be very crucial because he's the mid player. Now, depending on how much Mousesports smokes him off, he has the AWP, so he kind of has to try and neutralize Nico in that area of the map if that's what Mousesports goes for.
So the aim of the game is neutralize Nico. I do need a prediction, though.
I'm going to Mouse.
Okay, why not? Yeah. One more ride into the sunset. Jason?
I'm gonna stick with FaZe. I think Alu being much improved as a player within this team is a big benefit to them on a map like this. And also, I think Kerrigan on the T side has got this team playing it pretty well. I think Mousesports are going to have to watch out for those timing B hits very early on in the round, first 30 seconds or so. Okay,
and finally, Duncan, which one are you going to?
I think the real FaZe is a much better team than this Mousesports team, but this is the stand-in situation. Yeah. I think it can certainly be close, but I think this is the map. Like Kerrigan's always a very good call on the T side here. I'm going to take FaZe to win this one.
Okay, 2 for FaZe, 1 for Mouse. We'll see if that's going to be changed by our casters, because it is the ever lovely, the handsome duo of Henry G and Sado. What's going on with you boys? Any other Mouse fans in the house?
Just wanted to say, really tight desk today, guys. Really,
he has been killing it. I'm impressed.
Well, this is the one time Matt doesn't take over everything when it comes to things falling apart.
I would say I'm going to need some proof on that one. You're going to have to back that up. I don't like accusations wildly.
I don't really want to. I like you, Matt. I like you.
I'm going to say, after seeing that performance yesterday from FaZe on this map against Renegades, I'm actually going to go with Mousesports in this one. I feel like they actually look like a strong unit overall.
Come on the insanity train.
Yeah, I actually like it. The early stages of FaZe yesterday against Renegades, some of the worst CS I've seen in a very long time.
Jesus.
Would you not agree?
Pulling punches.
Would you not agree?
It was. I mean, we called it ugly CS on the desk as well. You're not alone. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Okay, and Matt, we didn't get yours. Did you say you're going FaZe?
Look, I don't really care, but all I know is the winners are going to be the fans because we're going to see some good CS, Alex. It's all about CS.
He's always thinking about the crowd. Nice guy.
What a charmer. What a charmer.
That's right.
Right, well, you're a caster. Why don't you go do some casting?
Swipe right when you see me. Yeah, so it is going to be FaZe and Mouse. I think FaZe have to take this, but at the same time, Mirage, the way these teams are playing, this is Mouse. With Nico leaving, this is the best chance to slide through.
Yeah, sure. It's all right. Let's compose ourselves. We're going to keep it professional over here. It's going to be fine. So your prediction?
That's my. I think that. Well, that wasn't really a prediction. You're right. I think FaZe is my prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mouse pull this off. They can. They definitely have momentum. Nico's very good on this map. I think there's a chance with the way the complexion of these teams lie. Yes, okay, they're all former FaZe members, but never in this form. Jake does not play with this exact complexion of team. Nico's on his way out, so he's having fun. He can go wild for that reason. I think there's a chance they could upset.
Yeah, well, to be fair, the problems yesterday, Alu didn't have an AWP for a long time in that encounter with Renegades. I think they'll probably rectify that today. Obviously, it was a little bit rough with Jacob coming in. The roles aren't really established, not looking as tight as they normally would be, of course. Mouse, on the other hand, seem to be throwing caution to the wind. They know this team's coming to an end after this tournament. Nico's leaving, and he doesn't really seem to... He seems to be having fun for once. You know, he actually looked happy. He wasn't like shouting or looking stressed out every single round. He's running around and getting almost a 40 bomb yesterday. So if he can continue that sort of form, I really do feel like Mousesports, after beating Navi yesterday, let's remind ourselves of that. That's a bigger scalp to take than a FaZe with a stand-in.
I think that's totally true. And again, this map, I mean, it lends itself so much. Alu's very good on it, yes, with the AWP. But Nico is incredible at opening up middle with an AK. And he knows all the crosshair placements. He knows exactly how to preset his aim toward window. If Alu wants to get aggressive and take that fight, I know it sounds weird, but an AK can rival it if Nico's on his game.
Sure. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, the final game of today will be Mousesports versus FaZe. If you're just joining us, the headline is Mousesports are losing Nico, and he's actually going to this very team over to FaZe. That's confirmed, that's happening. And Jacob is just here as a stand-in. He was obviously a former FaZe member himself. But here we go then, round number 1. It will be FaZe starting on the T side here. 4 sets of armor, a smoke, and a couple of flashbangs to work with. And Kerrigan kicks things off in style towards Palace and takes down the nemesis of Nico. Great way to kick things off there.
Fantastic. Kerrigan wants to try and take back Palace. It's not really been fully occupied by the counter-terrorists, but they're getting ever closer as Dennis will eventually relinquish his position, go back down inside of the site, falls away. But Nico down in a pistol round. Not a bad start at all. Lowell as well is waiting to get baited in top of the B apartment. Speedy's at Van to do so. It's Kiyoshima and Jacob that are closest by, but bomb inside of T-spawn with the man advantage. Options aplenty for FaZe.
Well then, plenty of time to work with. Not committing just yet. I'm going to speculate right now. We'll go over towards B, considering there's 3 players there right now. The bomb's been collected in T-spawn, and there's going to be 1 player towards the A side of the map. That's Karrigan. In fact, yeah, sorry, this Karrigan. He's got the smoke and flashbang. He'll do some sort of fake here. He's going to throw a smoke to the A site, flash over, sacrifice himself, and get 1 kill in the process. It'd be great. The idea is to pull a rotation over from B. So he sets up the smoke now. He might even commit. He might just go and hold middle and stop the rotations towards B. That can make sense as well. But he will be going in indeed, and he'll wait for his teammates to strike towards B once he gets some sort of aggro here.
So Speedy's pulled. He's already got the shots in. Lowell now knows they're there. Baited, but Lowell, you've got to hit those shots. Those glasses have to be good for something. He does get 2 in the end. Alu puts him down. It could have been so much more. But in the end, it is 2, and it's Dennis in a 1 versus 3. Bomb will be planted on the B site. Dennis still has problems, but solves them. Karrigan down. He's aware that he was waiting for the rotations. And Dennis, bye-bye. Kiyoshima just obliterates from bench in the end.
Well, there it is. Karrigan, making his way towards Palace, takes down the superstar Nico, and that's a good way to kick things off. Lowell, you're absolutely right. Should have done better in that situation. Does get 2 kills in the end, so he did rectify it to some extent, but the round had fallen apart. The equal trades came in, and it was an advantage in terms of 3-on-1 for FaZe. Dennis gets 1 kill, but that's all he gets, and a force buy coming here in the second. Lowell, he'll be the only one not getting body armor here. Oscar with the scout. He fires off the first shot, but can't connect just yet. Nico taking a bit of damage to kick things off here. He is the absolute demon with the Desert Eagle, though, so you can never be too comfortable when he, excuse me, when he has that weapon in his hand.
Oscar wants to try and open things up with a scout from the top of connector. Chance to do so. Shot that I believe did connect with Jacob. Or was he? No, it would have been Alu down below. So it was Jacob at the top of middle that already took damage. That wasn't from the scout. And Oscar downed. Leaves the scout on the ground with Alu seeping into the top of connector. Dennis chasing one down inside of Palace. Speedy found Alu as well, so this works out very well. As Mousesports pick up 2 kills, 1 gun. They've got an AK-47 in the hands of Dennis. But Nico's still alive in this round, and never mind, I lied. He's dead now, of course. Dead now, of course.
Well, these are the rounds yesterday that FaZe really struggled with against the Ecos we saw against Renegades. Back and forth like 5 or 6 times. No one could run away with the game. And it is 3-on-2 in their favor, but Dennis has got the AK-47. Lau joining him with the Desert Eagle as well. But it looks like the bomb will be planted. And we have got 1 player, I was about to say, up and towards Palace. That's Dennis with the aforementioned AK-47 taken down now. That should be the round secured. And much better looking than yesterday. FaZe managed to get a 2-0. Lowell with no body armor here. Very unlikely he can do anything with this Desert Eagle. Jacob finishes things off there and confirms the victory. So the force buy for Mousesports does not work out. Should be one of those redundant rounds going forward. And we'll see whether we see that. To be fair, Oscar actually fully invested into that round. He's going to struggle to have the AWP in the first gun round. And yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. He's been brought in to be the superstar once again with the AWP. He was tried out in the lineup before, but didn't really seem to work out. He was removed, was it like 6 weeks after he joined? That was cancelled.
Yep.
Bit of a weird one.
Internal issues or something along the lines of Oscar not being able to put in the amount of dedicated time required to be on a proper pro roster or whatever the wording they put on it was. A taser like a laser. Speedy puts down Karrigan.
Okay, that works.
That's brilliant. Starts off well. Nico falling again. Pistols this time he can't really affect with much. Jacob has 2. And that'll open up the site on A. Not in entirety, though, because there is still smokes down toward jungle. 2 players on the other side of it. Now, mid-smoke the site as well. Usually, that mid-smoke is for a fast plant, but Alu doesn't elect to go for it just yet. He's going to sit back. 3 versus 3. The longer he sits back, though, the sooner these smokes fade. And this is why they're waiting. Kiyoshima, I didn't even spot him sneaking in from behind. Gets inside a window, takes down Speedy. Now they've got confidence to go for a safe plant outside of box. Watches for CT as well. Low HP on Jacob. He's going to have to spot it. Good read from Alu. And Lowell's just waiting for timing to work in his favor. Spotted in the end by the AK-47 of Jacob, and that's done.
Couple of scary rounds here. It's Karrigan trying to sell another fake there, this time towards B. Jumps through the window with a MAC-10. Little does he know, Speedy's waiting there with the taser and manages to take him down there. So a little bit of a rough round, but they managed to get the 3-0. And we do get an Oscar AWP, just about. He actually spends $4,750 on the nose, and he has a glass cannon AWP. That's it. So we'll see whether he can do anything about this as we go into the first gun round here. Alu, he has an AWP himself, and like we said yesterday, as soon as he gets to the AWP phase, always look like a much better unit.
Alu inching toward the B apartments as well. Has Lowell, as we can see. We have magical powers as spectators, given to us by Lord Gaben. Flash out, though. That works very well, because Lowell peeks it and Alu, completely blinded, goes down. Kiyoshima wants to follow it up. They'll smoke it off. Now, the question is for Kiyo. Not known to be an AWP player. Does he pick that up and try and utilize it? Because right now he sticks to his rifle. Smoking it off makes the possibility to grab it. Keo's gone back that direction. They've actually, with that smoke down, pushed Lowell up much further. Keo does elect eventually to go for that AWP, but Lowell's going to hear all of this, and he's still stuck right side door number 1. Which door would you open, Henry?
Number 2.
You'd be wrong. You'd get eaten by a lion.
Or the sharks.
That would mean pushing you into water. The sharks can't really jump at you, a lion can. I've thought this through, Henry.
Well, Lau's in a really good position at this point. He's shown his hand, he flashed in, found that first pick, and actually recalibrated. He's being baited in by his teammate as well, so this could work out very nicely. It doesn't look like he assumes he's going to check it, or is he? It's quite an awkward angle, and unfortunately for Lau, he does get taken down.
Keo, found by Speedy. Another kill for him inside of the B site. Jacob takes him back immediately to open up a plant, but there's still potential as the rifles will get in position, including that of the AWP for Oscar. It's the glass cannon, as you mentioned. He was very limited based on the buy. He's inside of the windows at Checker with Dennis. Meanwhile, Nico is trying to sneak up inside of apartments, and Kerrigan, he's waiting for this. Smoke down to isolate Kerrigan's position so he can focus on the internals of the site with the AWP, but that becomes more of a pressing issue. With Dennis finding Rain, Kerrigan down as well. It's just Jacob inside of the site, finds 1. Doesn't know yet that Nico's on the flank, finds 2. Nico's got to go aggressive, time ticking, no kit. And I think he's done enough. Nico's going to have to bail away from this. Molotov as well, very smart, grabs the AWP, and he should get away with 100 HP.
Yeah, that's perfect. The fact he knows he's such low HP, and he thinks, if I go down here, they know exactly where I am. I just throw this down before I go. If they don't have kits, which is very likely considering they force spawn that second round, he gets away with it. So lovely stuff by Jacob. 3 kills in total. And it was actually Mousesports with that man advantage early on, and Lau potentially maybe I kind of pointed out as being a clever idea, but he needed to be baited a little bit more. His teammate there was with him, but didn't actually do anything to assist. He could have shown some presence there and actually maybe baited him, but wasn't meant to be. And it's going to be 4-0 for FaZe. We go into round number 5 here. And Nico, he stays over the AWP, and he'll be keeping that weapon and misses out on that shot narrowly towards the A-ramp.
Nade goes down. Everyone's backed away after that first shot from the AWP, so no one up close. It's going to be Oscar pushing with pistol. Nico, saved weapon. Oscar trying to get aggressive. Dennis works again. Dennis has gotten multiple kills inside of that palace position with the pistol, and it serves to warn Nico that Keo is coming that direction. Finds an op kill. They've got a man advantage again.
Well, FaZe have been struggling with these anti-eco rounds. To be fair, they're up against an AWP. This time it's Nico who's found a kill, but a 3-on-3 situation. Alu, very low HP though. He took some damage from one of the pushing players at that A-ramp. Oh, Alu, got to hit that shot, my friend. Oscar takes him down as he's rotating in. Can't believe his luck there.
And Oscar's got an AK-47. A man advantage AK-47 on Lowell's position inside of B Palace, or B Apartments rather. It's crucial, pistol only, but it's enough. They don't expect him to be there. They go for a safe plant, anything but. All on to Kerrigan. Quick tap to pull them out. Pulls them the wrong direction. Nico gets that as well. Mousesports picking up a round that should not have been theirs, all things considered on paper. And Nico saved up, finds 1 early, and Oscar finds a kill at important rotation time.
That's broken the economy of FaZe and given a lot of money towards Mousesports. A little eco victory there with the saved AWP. And we said Nico was going to put on a bit of a show this game. And so far, delivering in the first round, they post 4-1. And we go to number 6 there. It's going to be an AK-47 for Rain. And the 4 spy comes in with Tech 9s, P250s, and smokes as well. You'd assume this will be a full execution towards the A side of the map. Trying to do the wall of smokes and see whether they can find that first pick. Dennis does another frag there towards the A-ramp and trying to get away with this one.
Trying to get away, but where he runs, it's already inflamed, engulfed by a Molotov. Sets for another kill. Damage done to Rain, but goes down. Oscar, same fate. Rain, 7 HP now with 3 kills to pull this round back into contention. Has to be careful with his HP, so he'll post up and hold position inside of the site. Doesn't give him vision towards CT. That's where Lowell's playing. But Dennis again finding an opening early. His aggression, it's worked. Everyone who's dead was the ones with the kills, so the 2 remaining Lowell and Speedy have yet to find anything on rotation toward the A site. And still Rain's posting at the bottom of the stairwell, hoping that one player's going to rotate that direction. Bad news, they're not. He's going to have to play this right spot from Jacob. He now knows they're towards CT. Bomb at firebox. No further smokes. Immediately runs back out, manages to get by the 1 taps heading his direction, and they'll go for this triple stack default plant. It's the safest way he could. Fancies the AK, careful of the spray. They're both on single-digit HP. 4 for Jacob. He was taken down from 100 on that spray, and Lowell hits a shot. He's got accuracy. It's one thing Lowell does have, but it is now planted for Rain. Timing is everything. Both have kits. Both have armor. An AK and an M4. I get the M4 and the defuse, get the AK to sit in position to try and hold off. It's planted. He knows it. Smoke down. Rain finds it. 1 versus 1. There's no one left to defend. It's 4 kills for Rain in the round. And he's just going to get one more. Flames down. He's going to deny the vision. He's holding it. He's running out of ammunition. Lowell's going to get it. He's absolutely got it. Ammunition gone. Mousesports steal the round.
That incendiary is actually quite a smart idea there. It means Rain had to take a really horrible angle to try and deny the plant. Obviously, one tick from that fire would have taken him down. Good job to actually make it so close, but can't find the final kill there. There's smoke making things very difficult, and it's Mousesports finding 2 rounds in a row now. And that should be FaZe in a difficult position in terms of money. Get 3 AKs out and 2 Tech 9s. There's the spray coming in from Rain, hoping for the best there, taking down Speedy, and just couldn't find the shot there to finish things off on towards Lau. Oscar back on the AWP. We'll see whether he can open things up here. No Warper up against him, of course. Alu's just down to a pistol. It looks like a heavy commitment towards the B side of the map here. Can see FaZe building up and might just go for a little rush at this point. They could smoke towards the arches. That's quite a traditional setup. But Carrigan, he's found some space. He's going to take it.
Speedy, the man who tased FaZe, is going to sit inside of the side of B again. Instead of crossfire, finds 2 into the corner. Low HP for Jacob, but still enough to do damage on Speedy, dancing in the corner as he were. Oh, can't do anything. Reload to deny the plant. He had a chance to potentially go on that. Didn't want to. Wanted to stay efficient to allow a retake. Watch the elbow showing low HP. Jacob's down now. 2 versus 2. 2 with kits. And a good play to read on the Cat against where Rain was playing, but can't find the kill. It's only Dennis that remains. He knows exactly where the first is, but not where Kiyoshima was. He peeks it, and it's 5-2.
Yeah, nightmare situation there for Dennis. He knows he's in a crossfire at that point. Got a diffuser bomb as well. Kiyoshima just punishes him, and that was the force buy from FaZe, and a really interesting approach to the B bomb site. We call that a contact play when you just walk into the bomb site until you find a CT. Carrigan going in first at the Tech 9. He realizes no one's spotting it at all. Jumps out the window. Manages to buy some time when his teammates get out. Speedy did some decent work there. Finds 2 frags, but it was quickly countered by FaZe, and the bomb goes down. Retake not successful. And it's going to be an eco now in return by Mousesports. They got the taser out again though, Matt. So you never know. Speedy not exactly the best position to use it right now, but he gets in towards ladder room. Maybe he can get another squeal out of the terrorists. I like the noise it makes when you tase them. Yeah, it's good.
Jacob,
it's actually going to happen.
You're pushing. It is. Speedy, 2 for 2. Come on. In they go. And a tase for FaZe. Speedy gets 1. Alu responds and doubles it up. Takes down Lowell as well inside of the site, but there's a 3rd member there. It is, of course, Oscar. Oscar the Grouch. Today's letter is get a kill with the USP. That's not a letter, but neither is Purioi, 1 word. So if Pronax can get away with it, so can I. Oscar goes aggressive, catches them with a knife out, gets the kill as well, drops the bomb. That's not enough time on the clock to deal with it to make it a matter. So they get the round anyway.
Speedy just typed into the chat, the taser is everywhere in caps. He's sending out a message, I think, to the FaZe crew. 6-2 now. Mousesports do have another buy coming in. Not the best buy. Nico's down to an SMG. That's not ideal. And Speedy, similar story, but he's got a FAMAS this time. Lau, he picks up the last M4 there. So 1 kit remains and Oscar back on the AWP. He's been pretty quiet to be FaZe. Actually bottom of the scoreboard, 4 for 7. But there it is. He manages to find the first frag. Takes down Jacob to open things up here.
Oscar. The opening pick will back off window. Not an early smoke on either catwalk or the window. Interesting storyline, obviously, that was mentioned briefly on the desk, as well as that Nico goes to FaZe after this tournament. So he's playing against his future employer and teammates.
Yeah.
Think about that. Nice shot and a backstab. Nico lets them go by, sneaks up from underpass, finds Alu immediately. And now he's got a Molotov to hold off the arches. It's a 2-man advantage as well, as Oscar's going to find Kerrigan. Double that, make it 1. It's Kiyoshima remaining, the 1 in his name.
Indeed, double up setup now for Nico, and Kiyoshima finds something here, and almost the second, but Oscar quickly neutralizes him, and it's going to be the 3rd round from Mousesports there. So there it is, Oscar, just as I called him out, he actually ends that round with 7 kills, and he began it with 4, sorry. So that's actually a pretty decent round overall. Manages to drop a weapon for a teammate as well, so he starts to arrive here with the AWP. That was an opening kill, and here's a couple more as well. And it's going to be another eco for FaZe, and they're going to have an AK for Kiyoshima, some pistols surrounding him as well. Alu, he'll be bringing out the AWP next round, presumably he goes for a full eco this time. To be fair, they need to get the bomb down, he's going to have any chance of buying it.
Nice shot by Rain.
Okay.
Lovely stuff. Dennis gets Kerrigan back, and then it's Nico to find Rain, and then Rain, because Keo was actually found first. I lied to you. Nico's got another kill and assist on Speedies. pretty straightforward against the pistols, but it's still significant. He now adds it up for a total of 8, 2, and 6. Leads the way on 8. The rest are all on 7 for Mousesports.
Indeed. Well, Ali.
Did you know that if you play Lucky Lucky at the blackjack tables here and they hit 777?
Yeah, I almost did it yesterday.
You get like 200 to 1.
I almost did it. I actually was up.
If you had done that, I would have killed you. Like, how did you get that luck?
I had 2 7s. If the dealer had one, it would have been.
Yeah, was it? You would have had Lucky Lucky.
Yeah.
Did you bet on it?
Yeah, I had the bet down as well.
Wow. Wow. That's impressive.
Almost happened.
Oscar backing away. Smoke off on Palace. Will spot them coming in, dinked up through the box, but the box takes a lot of damage off that bullet, so he actually stays with 70. He's gone lower than that since 36, but he's still wreaking havoc. He's got 3 kills, 4 inside of the site. That's the Oscar we always wanted to see on Mousesports.
It's true. Another 4K for him in that round. It's starting to arrive now. Boosts his total to 11, and FaZe can't really do anything about it. They try the execution towards A. The shutdown. Seems like Oscar's finding his comfort zone now and looks pretty happy with himself. And here's a little replay. Great shot to kick things off. Kerrigan launching himself into the bomb site first, and Oscar doesn't miss a beat here. Very, very good stuff from him. And it's going to tighten the score gap here, and it's going to be a fully kill from FaZe, and presumably will make things 6-6. And here we go then. Not really much to report this round. Nothing really purchased by FaZe. A Deagle, 4 PT50s, no nades. And we'll see whether they can find any form here. And it's going to be, I think, Kiyoshima towards the B side of the map, trying to open things up.
Oh, nades in. Damage done onto Kyo, but it's a fractional amount considering he doesn't have armor. He'll transfer himself in toward the jail position where Speedy will play Warden and cover off Catwalk. Never mind, he turns his attention to Palace Apartments. I'm getting that backwards, it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm in a very royal mood. Everything's a palace. All the world's a stage. Gets the shot in toward B Apartments. Low HP for Kyo, that's followed up. And it's pretty straightforward at this point in time. Oscar adds to another great total that he's accumulating throughout the round. Tags through the wall, or was that just Dennis doing straight damage? I think it was, because no assist shows. And it leaves Rain in a 1 versus 4.
Indeed it does. Not really much you can do, just a Deagle, but he has had some impressive shots with this weapon so far, and that's another one. Takes down Dennis, but Speedy quickly replies, and there it is, 6-6. Mousesports, after a rough start, managed to claw 4 rounds in a row. The loss bonus starting to accumulate, but Alu still can't get the AWP. He did have $4,800, but opts for the AK and the utility instead of getting that sniper rifle out, which would have been a glass cannon. So that's been a bit of a problem. He's only had the AWP once so far. Can't really remember any significant impact with the weapon. Smokes towards middle, allows his teammates to get that control towards connector. But Oscar has been a bit of a nuisance in this area, but he's changing his position up. This is what the top of was normally do. He'll be towards Palace, and aggression coming in from Dennis towards top and middle. Oh.
Dennis is tagged, but does get away with it because the flash comes in to support him. Doesn't get away with pulling an aid there. Why?
Why would you just not get back? You've got a smoke to cover you. Why would you call the nade out? They dropped the smoke for you to get back.
We'll just sit here and contemplate the decisions that Dennis makes. Would Dennis with 2 ends have done that? Ask yourself that, Dennis with 1 end.
He's referring to Fnatic, Dennis, for the new viewers.
Henry. Oh, that's right. We do have some others sometimes.
Yeah.
You're right. This will be a B take. Bomb already in that position. Minute 10 doesn't guarantee it, but it's definitely looking that way as they have Catwalk control, Kerrigan the one to be there. I say control, there is still a player down below the window. We can see it right now, Nico. That doesn't necessarily mean he can spot toward Cat. That's confirmed now by Jacob. They can 100% rush down Catwalk. No, they can't get backstabbed from the position at the ladder, and Kerrigan therefore finds Lowell inside of the site, and B's open for business.
Indeed it is, and it's going to be a retake coming in.
Nico's timing on the retake. Kerrigan's already pre-fired into it. He's low HP. That's going to put him down if he can find the shot. Nearly overstepped it. And he can distract and hold Kiyoshima toward the truck. Better still just takes the shot. Confirms there's one at least at the bench. And the retake becomes very possible. It's Speedy that has to do the rest of the work. He started well, he finishes well. Rain goes down, and a defuse to come in. Both have kits, no problem.
Yeah, 3 kills for Nico there, very nice stuff. And he's just going to delay the defuse there, Speedy, so Nico can presumably go and find the AWP, which he does. He picks that up, no problem at all. And Mousesports for the first time take the lead now, 7-6. FaZe having a rough time here on these gun rounds. 5 in a row for the Europeans. Well, they're both European, so that doesn't really work. Let's go with German for now.
To be fair, this is literally the most 2 European mixed teams we had. I think Thorin actually made a very good point that
mini FaZe,
it's a mini FaZe, and it could be a hotbed for players needing homes in the future, which is how FaZe began.
That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point.
So if you're looking for a team, Henry G, as I know you are,
oh, anything to get me away from
might be looking. It's fine. It's a win-win, really. It's mutual.
5 AKs now for FaZe, and this has been a big problem for them, these gun rounds. We said it before the game started. They look much better as a unit when Alu has the AWP. He's had it once so far, and the money's been a real problem. They keep force buying in and having a rough time with the money. Another rough round, to be honest. They've got the 5 AK, sure, but just lacking utility. And 2 smokes remaining as we hit the 1 minute 30 mark and a couple of Molotovs as well. So no real full execution here, but they have got mid control to be fair. But Nico, he's waiting in that connector, and he's being a nuisance at the moment.
Ooh, spotted. I think he panics on that. A little bit of damage, fractional through the wall. I'm not even sure Jacob was the one to spot him, or if that came from top middle. I didn't see it from their perspective, but shuffles him out either way. A little bit of fright, a little bit less might from Dennis. It's Kerrigan and Jacob to take over the site. They'll get the bomb in position as Lowell comes back through the window, does find Kiyoshima immediately. Swift with grace to start it off, because they have to be quick on this retake, and they're getting it down to 3 before the bomb is planted. Definitely increases the chances. They're going to split this up so they get multiple angles to try and figure out exactly where FaZe is playing, but that flash is so well timed. Kerrigan takes down Lowell, all on a whim that they needed to check it. Works out. Speedy left it against 3, and Kerrigan's going to find that 7-7. Dealer doesn't have a 7 though, Henry, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, 7-7 indeed. After losing 5 rounds in a row, it's FaZe to pull one back. Kerrigan delivering most of the goods there. 3 kills to him in total, and it's going to round number 15 here. Plenty of money available for FaZe for Mousesports after the string of rounds, and you can see finally the orb comes in, but it's not in the hands of Valu. It's going to be for Kerrigan this time. Secondary orb, he had a decent spawn towards A and gets punished for it as Oscar takes him down with a headshot there on the A steps. So Alu will pick up the orb from his fallen comrade and hopefully do him justice as he looks for the next pick.
Both of them are capable of wielding the weapon, but I prefer it to Alu. I like the Jacob have around as well, because the AK gets Oscar and then followed up. Alu does get it. Rain. He's in the mix, but it's time for Nico to die. Jacob and Keo combine for the kill onto him. It's Lowell remaining in a rotation to end the half in a 1 versus 3. Keo does it. FaZe win it on the terrorist side 8-7. It's not the biggest margin, and it's certainly not enough to read into that at all, but notable nonetheless.
Yeah, well, there it is. They win the half, but Mousesports, decent comeback, has to be said. Some good fragging there from Oscar and Nico. Oscar actually leading the charge with 14 kills and actually having some very influential rounds with that AWP. Some high-impact kills, actually, as he's done the retake and actually getting picks at the start of the rounds as well. So good to see him performing well.
It's always a case of what could have been for this Mousesports team now that Nico's confirmed leaving, because both of them fragging and they're hanging in this game with it.
Yeah, Chris J is coming back as well. Be interesting to see how that lineup performs now, losing their superstar, and maybe they can prove their critics wrong and prove they can play as a team without Nico within it. It's not like I don't think the team's gonna like crumble or anything, but I think they'll be significantly weaker.
It'll take time.
Yeah, they have to change probably the way they play. Because right when Nico joined this team, the setups they were doing was pretty much, okay, you 4 go on this side of the map, and Nico, could you just walk into B and see if you can get a couple of kills, and then we'll rush. That was pretty much their setup for about 3 months.
I mean, to be fair, well off on Fnatic, that was their setup at times too.
But here we go then. Second half, and of course, Mousesports on the T side now. And we're going to have 2 sets of armor for now. Make it 3, make it 4. As Speedy, he'll be the utility player. He's got a smoke and 2 flashbangs. And not going to be heading towards A by the looks of things. Actually sending 4 players towards the B apartments. And the bomb by itself in the palace. That's in the hands of Nico. So decides, just as I built it up, Matt, that's exactly what's going to be happening this side of the map. But they're getting mowed down.
Great shot from Kiyoshima. Kerrigan there as well. P2000 for him.
Well, Nico's got a plant though.
Unlike me in the morning, it's not silent but deadly when you use the P2000 over the USP. Nico wants to try and push in, and I don't think he's going to... Oh, looks the direction. Awkward exchange, wins it out, and Oscar with a kill. Means it's 3 versus 3. Bomb back over toward A. It's Nico that has it, but needs to get support system to try and plant. And he knows that Keo's getting ever closer, having rotated back around. Good pick from Speedy to offset the difference in the favor of Mousesports. And on top of that, a rotation back the other way. Try and beat Alu. You're going to go through the vent, the slow position to get... And Alu's already there, but then in turn, he goes through the rabbit hole. And he's downed in the end by Nico, who's now pinched off with bomb and reloading against Kiyoshima, who has to now go back and reload himself. It's all about the bunny hops, and Nico says, I've got bomb, I'm out of here, you take the fight. Speedy says, nah, I'm just hang out with you. Let's go to be together.
Nico wants to challenge this, though.
How do you even analyze a round like that?
Yeah, that's insane, right? Nico, he could get towards B with the bomb. To be fair, he's kind of thinking, okay, that CT player, he can go towards short and cut me off as I'm going to the bomb side, right?
True.
So there is actually some sort of rhyme and reason behind that decision. He holds up, see if Kiyoshima makes a mistake and runs into his crosshair. Nico, incredibly good form right now, nails the shot. So there was something there. And if he doesn't come through that hole, he does go towards B, they just go back towards A, right? So it does kind of make sense.
So Kerrigan to hold top mid. Oscar walks around with a scout and nails the opener. Sit down, Kerrigan. You're on timeout. 5 minutes in the corner. I used to hate when my mom told me that.
Every day.
Pretty much. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, Kerrigan has gone down. Oscar continuing that good form he had in the first half. This time with a scout, though. and it will be that 5-on-4. And plenty of time to work with here. We hit the 1 minute 20 mark, and you know CTs are going to be in those pistols and the scout themselves. So to slow things right down, gain some map control, use the buddy system, and treat it like a gun around at this point. The FaZe player is very deadly with the pistols.
Jacob now with the scout that was dropped in mid at the window. Has a line toward Cat. First shot. Dennis tagged. How did that not land? It goes wide again. No, that time it goes through. Penetration as well. Lowell and Speedy dinged. Not dinked. Careful with my terminology. And this is allowing the pistols to do massive work. Burned alive in the side is Jacob, but it's still a 3 versus 3. And another gun dropped. Pistol in position for Kiyoshima. Bomb down. And they've got to hold off Oscar. He's low as well. It's a Kiyoshima to pick up a gun. He's alone, at least for the moment. And he's tagged up Oscar once more with a running gun. Lines him up, can't get it. It's going to be Alu that has to clutch this back. Oscar's got no idea as to his position.
And he's out.
And that's even smarter.
Okay, and Alu's given his position away as well, so that's a problem. He shoots, but if he lands it, it's going to be killing Oscar, but unfortunately, he's actually just given his position away, and Oscar's, you know what, I'm out. I'm going towards the A-bomb site, going to plant, and actually gives himself a much higher chance of winning the round now.
19 HP, though, becomes an issue. Zalu gets inside of the site, no kit. Top Jungle does have armor. Keep that in mind, as it's UMP versus UMP. The penetration's one thing, but Aim Punch entirely another. And it's sound cues to the favor of Oscar. He's played this very well indeed as he turns around, and Alu's got no idea.
The problem is Value there. He's got no kit, right? Or smoke, or flashbangs, nothing to work with. He has to just touch the bomb, go all in a particular angle, and hope for the best. He chooses CT spawn, but at that point, he's already made so much noise, and the remaining terrorist knows exactly where he is and can win the round there. So very, very nice stuff there overall. Great work as we can see Mousesports extend their lead now. It's going to be 9-8, 2-0. Should be a full eco here from FaZe. P250s and a 5-7. That's about all they're going to purchase as we have a nice rush towards middle. This round you can be a little bit more cavalier. You don't have to actually stay back and do a default. You know you're going to be up against pretty much nothing. So can afford to just run in with the SMGs and work together.
Alu with smoke in front will hold off top of connection. Or is he? I take that back. He's actually in window. Sorry, it's Rain that's inside of the smoke at the top of connection. It's Dennis and Lowell that are on the other side of it that want to try and take that position away. Timing everything. They're going to sit back until they get a little more vision. Or a smoke down in front of the arch, which bounces in now. Flash on top of it. Lowell, Mac 10. But is he a Mac Daddy? He's going to try and push the smoke potentially. Why not? No flash in. Goes now. Finally, it's flashed off. Both of them go together. Both Mac 10s. And they spot a bunch of players inside of the window. They'll converge to get a kill and an assist for Lowell. A kill just for Dennis. Lowell's got an assist on Oscar's kill on Kerrigan, so good damage from him around in the round. Oh, that didn't. That's like Alex. I'm like Alex now.
In what way?
Using words multiple times. And not thinking ahead as Jacob gets taken down by Lowell. Good round from him overall.
Well then. There it is, 3-0 for Mousesports, and it's going to be 10-8, and we'll have a look at the money for FaZe. I don't think, once again, they can get the AWP, so this has been really rough for FaZe overall, man. Like, I don't want to half on about it, but Alu's on 6 kills right now. He's barely had a chance to get the AWP out at all, and there's going to be a UMP for Kerrigan as well, so this has been pretty dangerous for him. A bonus round for Mousesports this time. You can see a Mac 10 and a UMP will be brought over to the first gun round. It means you're going to be a little bit faster, which they are doing right now. 4 players towards middle, maybe just a fast play towards short. No AWP to stop them, so why not? Let's see whether it works out for them. And it's going to be Dennis to open things up. Takes down Kiyoshima.
Dennis, bounce flash around the corner with the AK in hand, wants to spot inside of the side. Oscar gets Kerrigan. That's the one that he didn't have the opportunity to see, but Alu, great shot. Oscar avenges his teammate. That still opens up a bit of room to work with. It doesn't account for the fact there's a rotation fast from Jacob, and I don't think Oscar's got vision of the doorway. He's watching window. So Jacob can actually get inside. Spotted by Nico as he looks to the right, though, and that's going to make things very hard for Rain, who's about to get spotted by, well, never mind. Oscar's got him anyway, but Speedy was there, dead no matter what.
Oscar finds his 23rd frag. He's actually looking...
This is the thing, and it's Lowell that's consistent. They say, as they mentioned on the desk, he doesn't do anything overwhelming, but he's certainly consistent. Nico's playing great. This doesn't surprise me. I mean, I would have absolutely on paper said FaZe. I did say FaZe, but this is...
I thought from what
Mirage.
I saw yesterday, I thought Mouse, we're going to win this. Like, just from what I saw in Mirage, on this map in particular.
Did you say Mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Credit where it's due.
Yeah. I just against Renegades, they won the match, but it just didn't seem convincing. And the way Nico's playing right now, with Oscar arriving, to me it makes sense that Mouse pick up this map. But another eco for FaZe, and it will be Deagles, 5-7s, and 3 sets of body armor as well. The money situation's just been so bad for them overall. Oscar finds the 24 frag. A nice
There was the death situation.
Yeah, that's something great. It's looking like it's going to be 12-8 here. Mousesports with fantastic lead, and money's starting to swell. They win this round with 5 players alive, which is quite likely, all things considered, to get that nice opening pickup. Don't need to overcommit at this point, and Bomb will be down towards 8. They won't be moving any time yet, because you can see Speedy and Nico, they're in the other side of the map. They're in towards the big apartments, just trying to find any advancing CTs reacting to that first kill coming in.
Take him with the 5-7. Waits on the balcony. It's Dennis that's inside of the A main. Bomb rotates in behind. And it's go time any second. Slowly, Dennis will be the one to probe it. Finds it with the MAC-10. And now it's Rush. And they spot one more on balcony. Lowell's obligation. He walks up from Palace. Realizes that Kushima's inside of the site. Can't land shots. Dennis gets him down. It's a Kerrigan remaining. No longer.
5-0 on the second half, and in total it's going to be 12-8 in favour of Mousesports. Looking great now. Ali does bring out that orb eventually, and we'll see what he can do here on the CT side of Mirage. And it's going to be lots of money obtained for Mousesports. Quite a clean sweep for them. And Nico describing the idea he has as we go into round number 21 here. AK-47 for him, 8K in the bag as well. Oscar has no head armor, interesting enough. He definitely could have bought some. He's got $6,000. It's only $350 to upgrade, unless he has been damaged, that is. So like, yeah, he has, so wants to save $1,000 for future endeavors, I guess.
It goes out at top, middle, doesn't connect for damage. Okay, technically speaking, it got 2, but that's more from Alu as he hits Lowell. Alu gets smoked off. He, in turn, will smoke off Palace in response, leaves Oscar with no vision, and therefore no pick. Back at toward FaZe. And speaking of back toward, it's back towards spawn for Mouse. Is it Mouse eSports or Mousesports?
Mousesports.
Mouse eSports, you're wrong. They didn't put the capital S in though, I'm triggered.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
I just like to trigger Alex. So yes, I do.
Oh yeah, I remember that day. Fun.
And I think that was what, DreamHack Winter?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. 2016 was a odd year.
Rough year. Aged quite a lot.
Yes. Mentally, physically, in all ways, shape, and form. Alu's got mid covered off, and he's in the right place at the right time. Nico shows a kneecap, fires at it, takes him down. Speedy wants to work in from Palace, smokes out in front of him. It's Kerrigan that has the ground to hold and stand on beside the van. They're not considering it just yet. They're going to be up close as well. He hits the headshot on Speedy, but gets tagged. It does leave Oscar in the open for a trade, and FaZe pick up yet another round. We go 12-9, so we're not done yet.
Absolutely.
But there's plenty of money left over on the Mouse side.
Yeah, not so much the case for the FaZe guys. They only lose 2 players there, but buying back all of the grenades, and that's going to leave Jacob with no money. Same story for Kirishima as well, and Kerrigan. So losing this round, Matt, would be a horrible reset after losing 5 in a row as well. So this is a must-win round for FaZe. They can't afford to have a double eco at this stage of the game. And it's going to be a full A execution from Mousesports. And looks like they may be committing very quickly indeed. Oscar presumably to try and open things up, but he will be smoked out for now. So this might be a signal to slow things down. We'll see whether that comes in. I'm assuming Nico's by himself in the Palace, which he is indeed. He uses the Molotov towards Shadow, and they're going to push through the smoke now.
It's going to be Rain that picks up 3. Good spray down on the way in. Nico. AK-47 has left with a 1 versus 5, and it seems that oftentimes in the moments we expect Nico to explode, it's been consistent in the game. He's not been able to get involved. What a spray down from Moraine to start it off, as well as Nico goes back toward the spawn flank coming in. So even if he goes, and this is even smarter than a flank itself, because they know Nico has the possibility of going back this way, he's just going to hold. So even if he goes toward B apartments, he's cut off.
Well then, Rain doing a fantastic job, and that's normally why you don't run through those smokes. You go for the grey screen, and anyone waiting on the other side has a huge advantage there. And it will be Nico. Crazier things have happened than him winning a 5 versus 1, but it doesn't look like it's meant to be today, as Jacob takes him down, and 2 rounds in a row for FaZe. I just did build that up as well. That was a must-win round for FaZe, all things considered in terms of the money, because that would have been a full reset for them. Didn't have anything in the bank, and only $1,400 if they'd have lost it. But here's the replay from Rain. Jumping through the smoke there, you can see Speedo was trying to do bunny hopping through, but yeah, it actually works very nicely for Rain there. Didn't look under pressure at all. And a full eco for Mousesports. So, FaZe, oh, okay, I say that, I thought they were going for the eco. They actually got to go to the last minute buy here. AKs, UMPs, Tech 9s, and the AWP for Oscar.
And that was dropped over to make sure he had it.
Yeah, okay then. All in.
So Alu gets down bottom mid. did he go all the way through underpass? I'm not 100% sure where he pushed into that. No, he's sitting at, still just watching it. It's Kiyoshima above that I would have seen on X-Ray on Catwalk, but good opening from Oscar on B. Forces Kyo to have to turn his attention back, brings Jacob to the window, but Oscar opening it himself. And Jacob wants to go through the smoke to catch them off. Look at Oscar go, a third for him.
Yeah.
He'll look back toward middle as well, which is the right place to be because it's Alu that's out toward the horseshoe. He'll give up on it. Nico's already lurking over on A. Chances are he could find Rain. But that's only a chance because Rain actually is going to post up right now inside a CT spawn. Either way, what a round from Oscar.
Yeah.
Convincing, was it not?
Close to his 30 bomb now, 29 kills. Just single-handedly wins that for them. Straight towards B, hits every single shot. The rotating CTs is going into his crosshair, and he's looking unbelievably sharp right now. Very, very nice stuff there from Oscar. And it's going to be Alu trying to save the AWP. He was pretty much removed from the situation. Can't do anything about it as it be towards Palace. And Rain has been discovered, I believe. He's in towards CT spawn.
Yep.
Very likely he's going to die at this point. Getting pincered all over the place. And there it is. So Alu will save the AWP. And the money's... It's in a reasonable situation for FaZe. They won that previous round with 5 players staying alive, and they're saving an AWP over as well. So that's fine. They should be able to buy here very easily. But there it is. Mousesports get one step closer to taking this best of 1. And can you imagine, after all the last year they've had, they come into this tournament, they beat Navi, and they beat FaZe, and they're in the upper bracket. It's kind of nuts.
Bye-bye, Nico. Thanks.
Yeah, they beat his team he's just about to join. To be fair, they're playing with Stanley, so they have looked much weaker than usual.
Incendiary goes in behind the boxes at the top of middle. Remember, it's not an elimination match. FaZe, if they don't pick this up, we'll play a best-of-3 decider tomorrow. One of our 4 best-of-3s on the day. Tags, massive tags into Alu. Goes down to 17. Speedy holding at the top of middle while Nico goes over toward the Palace. Smoke down. Doesn't dare push through. Just wants to make sure no one's going to go wide side of it. Shot from Alu, though, even with the low HP, is going to take out Speedy, and that takes away all the pressure that they did want inside of middle to get somewhat control and maybe perhaps just information as they played back and passive, but Nico finds Rain in the corner, waiting for him, brings it back level on 4s, and Bomb's heading in the direction to join him over toward the A side.
Well, they still have 3 smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs as well. Let's see if the execution works out. They don't want to be running through smoke once again. And so they got punished for 4. And Alu, decent position to lock this down. He's watching that A ramp.
AWP in hand to look toward the Palace position as Lowell will set for execution. 2 at mid. No one covering off on window. And rotations coming in through vents now with smokes on jungle. And in front, or rather on top of the stairs, it's Jacob that has all the work to do. Alu, good pick on Lowell, reading the fact that they want to split. As he's isolated, puts his attention where it matters. And it's buying a lot of time, but Nico is buying a lot of space. He's about to get a free kill, finds it immediately, spots up another on top of the balcony. That's Jacob, who had to shut them down on the way through. And just like that, Nico's on fire and on form, sprays down Kiyoshima as well. And it's Kerrigan remaining. 4 kills in the round for Nico. And Kerrigan locked out by a smoke with bomb down is going to head for the hills.
Nico's just unbelievable, isn't he? Every situation, he seems to know exactly what he has to do and executes it perfectly almost every single time as well. All those headshots coming in, completely destroys FaZe single-handedly. It was Oscar before. This round, though, is all about Nico. And like we said, he's joining this team afterwards and he's just decimating them right now. And it's going to be Kerrigan trying to save his weapon. And he'll be towards the B apartments as he holds up and desperately tries to hold onto the AK. And in terms of money, they get 1,900 into the next round. Jacob with nothing at the moment. Same story for Kiyoshima. Rain's not exactly great in Kerrigan. He'll be able to save his AK, but he won't be able to drop much.
Nico just checking to make sure he can't find the ace. He wants it. Won't get it, doesn't matter. It's a round 1, and it's 14 for Mousesports, 2 to go with FaZe forcing.
Wow, okay.
Glass cannon for Alu.
He's going for it. I guess at this point you kind of have to. You've got an AK saved, the money's in the bin.
Who's your favorite glass cannon?
Excuse me?
Who's your favorite glass cannon? Oh, spotted.
I don't understand the question.
Spotted on jump. It's Shadow Demon.
Right.
Oscar to get back in to Alu. Maybe it's Shadow Fiend. Sorry, Shadow Fiend. Haven't played in a while.
I don't know what you're
Oscar, don't worry about it. Real video games, mate. Nade toward the window. Oscar doesn't connect with anyone inside of it. That butt showing at the start nearly cost them, but Oscar is always on form. Finds Alu, and the glass cannon goes down. They switch the op back to Kerrigan. At least they have a second man on the team who can wield it, but this round over, forcing in as they did, that's essentially the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Alu It goes down first. Oscar continue. I think he made that 30 bomb. Yep, 31 kills for him at the moment, as they do have the man advantage as well, looking for match point. Carrigan has gone aggressive in the B apartment zone, looking to get something back in return, but can't find anyone at the moment. Mousesports will be finishing up towards the A side of the map. And so the execution comes in. You can see all the nades raining in, and it's up to Rain just with that UMP to try and defend.
And defend he shall do. Reverse fire often overlooked, but he doesn't want to play the ruse. He's looking to get aggressive when they wrap in. Q's got to be careful on the edge of that smoke, and it works for Rain. They do walk by him, finds his second on the UMP, but Dennis answers it by getting Jacob, wraps around as he reloads, and they have the man advantage still to work with on the Mousesports side. 15 HP as well for Kiyoshima, and he'll sit and wait for the bomb to be planted.
Carrigan can see the bomb though, and that's it. He takes down Speedy, but they do get him in return. Now up to Kiyoshima on 15 HP. He's on the site, and low HP on the T side as well, so he could actually do this. Goes to strike, but Oscar, he's well too aware of that situation, and there it is. Mousesports get match point against FaZe here. Looking great overall, especially Oscar. Just finding multiple frags every single round. Probably the best performance we've ever seen him put in for Mousesports. Obviously, we costed him a lot online when he was playing that team last 6 weeks, and it looked very lackluster. This is the best I've seen him play within this lineup. Obviously, he was great in Hellraisers, had some really great rounds with them, but this is, in terms of this lineup, he's actually looking like he's got a role now, and he's actually adjusting to it. So,
fast-paced, very fast-paced. Jump if you dare. Oscar's there. Nades, flashes, and now if they get in position, Oscar's got to get his vision back in time. Second flash, doesn't have it, can't land it. No trade, Kerrigan with both.
How has that happened with a UMP at that range?
Welcome to the world of the UMP meta, Henry.
That's insane. That's like a rifle.
This is your idea of hell.
Yeah, it is. It really is. An SMG being able to do that, it's nuts. Like, it takes a lot of skill, don't get me wrong, to actually pull it off that range, but it shouldn't be possible with an SMG.
1 HP for Lowell. He's Lowell on health. Just gonna let that sink in.
Not your best work.
Silence is everything.
Yeah.
You just gotta let it wash over them.
Yeah, it is. I wish I could wash it away, but
sure, there's lots of things you wish you could.
Yeah. Leave that there as well. UMP, 3 pistols to defend here. They have got themselves in a winnable position, but still a lot of work to do here. Lau's on 1 HP, so that's a little bit of a benefit for them. Nico coming in though, that's not, because he's in crazy form right now. Gets that first kill.
First kill indeed. Nico looking for a bit more as well to walk into the site for free. Low with that 1 HP has a role to play in this still, because on B, they're bringing the bomb down apartments. He needs to hold fast, get information. As Nico holds off the A site, gets the shot on Jacob. Where's the rotation coming? Doesn't matter. The 1 HP does it. And it is now the win for Mousesports. They go through to the playoffs. Nico's departing this team, and they go through against the team he's going to go join.
This is probably the best you've ever seen Mousesports play. Like, it's very rare to say they get to a playoff of a big tournament. They normally attend most of the tournaments, but always going out in the group stages, right? The best they've done in a while, and all things considered, that's kind of nuts. Like, the tournament they're turning up with Nico departing, Oscar's first tournament back, and it's the best one we've probably ever seen them in. I think it's all to be said with Nico just being comfortable and happy and not really caring the outcome.
I think that's 100% part of it. We've been talking about his form dipping. I think because he's just lost motivation. That's why I say it's a case of what if for this team. If they could have, on paper, they have all the potential in the world. What if they could have found form sooner? It's obviously too late for that now. But maybe there is hope with Chris J coming back in that they can retain some of that form on Oscar.
Oscar, yeah, that's one good thing to take away from that one. Oscar looks phenomenal.
The one thing I will say is, yes, Oscar does look phenomenal. Look at how much space Nico created in that game. True. Just by getting in behind them with smart tactics. The last round where he holds them in on the A site, he does bring a lot to give Oscar a bit of freedom in that sense.
Well, Nico seems to be worth his weight in gold right now, and that's the team he's going towards. FaZe, I'm sure they'll be very happy with the purchase, gutted about losing that match, but like we said, they've got to stand in for this tournament. The way they're playing yesterday, I didn't really have high hopes for them, and it is Mousesports looked like the better team overall. Oscar, by 34 kills to finish things off there. Nico, not having to be the suit, he was very, very, very good, but didn't have to carry the team like he did yesterday. That game versus Na'Vi, I think he had like 37 kills to finish things off. It was like a one-man show there.
Yeah, and that was, I think it was toward the latter stages of it as well. He was sitting with like 30, and then 2 rounds later at 37. Yeah. He was kind of quiet in the first half. Yeah, I mean, it goes to show what a little bit less pressure and just playing for the sake of playing does.
There was no moments when he just looked like he was so frustrated he's going to explode. That's what he normally looks like when he's playing with these guys, and that's why kind of everyone like refers to as like Elo hell sort of thing. Like he's like doing all this work and then they can't win standard situations, and he just seemed very calm the last couple of days. Like he's actually enjoying Counter-Strike, and it's a video game. You should be enjoying it, competing for money and coming to all these cool places. You should enjoy it to some extent. It looked like he was hating it at some stages in Mousesports.
Well, speaking of cool places, this MGM Grand Casino certainly is one. Smix is standing inside of it right now with one of the Mousesports players. I'm not sure who, but she'll tell us.
Congratulations, Dennis. You guys are moving on in first place out of groups. Yesterday when I spoke with Nico, he did say that the team is playing no pressure, just enjoying it, and it's worked out, advancing in first place over really great teams. So did you at all expect that this would happen?
I kind of expected it because we had this situation earlier last year. I mean, now I can tell it. Like in the summer E-League Season 1, we were also like on the edge of like changing players or going through changes in general, and we also played there without pressure. Back then with Nex, we played really good. Well, I mean, we played good, better than in the past at E-League Season 1. So we also reached top 4 there, and basically now it's the same situation. We changed Chris, and Oscar came in. And now we knew that Nico is leaving us after the event, so we just said, let's have some fun, so to say. Let's give our best, what we can do, how we play on practice, and seems like it works out.
And I know that everything is already set. Nico will be leaving after this event, and Chris J will be coming back. But before we start talking about that, just from these results, and you mentioned it yourself, this happened last year, where that you tend to play better when you're just relaxing and not feeling stressed out. So when it comes to that, do you maybe feel like the team could have worked on the mental aspect a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge problem for us. It has always been ever since Gopi left at the end of 2015. We had no real leader. I mean, in my opinion, that's also why our team didn't work out as we wanted to. Now it's also useful that the coach can talk here at the event, so he also helps us at calls. He supports Nico. Basically, everyone is calling some stuff. He basically calms us down when we are getting like stressful and stuff. So I think we always lacked the leader after Gopi left us, and I think that was the main problem.
Well, after this event, it'll be Chris J coming back and Nico will be gone, which obviously changes the team on so many different levels. You just mentioned that you felt you really didn't have that leader, so who do you think that'll be?
It's hard to say. I mean, of course, now Chris is coming back. We will see. Maybe, I mean, Chris is the oldest one and has also some experience. He's playing on a high level for some time now. We will just try some different things now. I mean, Nico was having some good calls when he called for us, but he wasn't like the true leader what we needed. Maybe someone. First we said we will try Speedy, or maybe we'll try Chris J. We will see in the next weeks. We will adapt some roles. I mean, first we have to see who can fill the role of Nico. That's a huge task. That's not so easy to do. And we just have to figure out how we can adapt everything, that we have a good team play. I mean, no one can replace Nico like on a player base, but we will see how it works out.
Well, with this win, you're now in the quarterfinals. Already have wins over Na'Vi, a great team, FaZe as well, a really great team now. Go headed into that quarterfinals. Do you think you can keep this spree going on?
We were always better in best of ones, of course. But I think now without pressure, same as at E-League Season 1, maybe we can upset if we don't play like instantly the best team. So we will see. We will give our best at the quarterfinals, and I hope we can reach the semifinals.
Well, thank you very much, Dennis. We'll see Mouse in the quarterfinals, and that'll wrap up the day here.
Indeed it will, Sue. What a turn of events it is. And Dennis kind of summarizing it for us quite eloquently by stating, whenever we aren't trying, we do better. What an awful state of affairs that must be for you as players. You're like, okay guys, when we don't try, when things are going, you know, to shit, we actually succeed. It's kind of absurd to consider, and I'm assuming hard for us to analyze here on the desk.
True, but describes Mousesports perfectly.
Right.
As a team.
I mean, like, so literally, I mean, this is probably one of the biggest moments of complete disarray the team's been in.
Exactly.
You know a player's leaving. You know you've just kicked one of the players who's been around for forever. It's just complete, you know, mind blown. And yet they've just got themselves into a quarter-final, something that I'm sure we'd agree is not something we'd expect from Mousesports.
Sure, but if you remember when they first brought in Oscar, when they kicked Nex after E-League Season 1, or it was around that time, and they brought in Oscar, this is what you hoped to see, actually. You hoped to see games in which either they all both went off at the same time, which they kind of did here, or they took turns, and now you had like Nico and almost like the mini Nico, because that's what he was when he was in Hellraisers, you know. And so this is the first game I've seen offline in Mousesports where you really saw what Oscar's capable of, because online when he first joined he was doing a really good job, but that first LAN went so terribly, and then ever since then it was an acrimonious split, you know. It didn't look like he was ever coming back. So yeah, it's kind of sad that it's at the end of their era, you know. I mean, all they've got is this last run, but at least we've gotten to see the two of them going at once, and you see they've got firepower when they have that.
Yeah, why not make this a ride to remember, to end it on?
Yeah, I think for me it just kind of like highlights the dysfunction that was in the team. I mean, this is the unfortunate part about it. Sometimes figuring out what's wrong and kind of figuring out how to have success in this kind of situation is the hardest part. And I think the fact that they spent so much time on it, that starts to get a little bit stressful. And that's kind of the entire idea behind, you know, we play better when we're just having fun. We know we're going to have some roster changes, so let's just go out and have a good time. We know this is kind of the last run. That takes so much pressure away, and it's just, you see so many teams have struggled with it. I think Astralis has struggled with it at times for a long time before this lineup came in. That it almost has that negative effect where you're trying to change everything. You're trying to retool different things, and yeah, obviously all the pressure being taken off is a big help.
Anything in particular in the game that stood out to you? I mean, yeah, Duncan's kind of hit 2 nails on the head there, right? Oscar and Nico.
Yeah, I mean, the game has been pretty straightforward in a sense that we didn't see anything too tactical from these teams, just pretty straightforward stuff, and it came down to aim duels, hitting shots, and things like that. That's the point. Like, that's why you need to appreciate teams who know their strengths. Like, you look at Fnatic, for example, when this lineup had the run in 2016, they were constantly doing the same things, nothing overcomplicated, and they were winning tournaments by doing so. You look at this game, if you don't know the names of the players, maybe you're thinking you're seeing Fnatic in a sense that JW is like aggressive with the op towards B, opening the bomb site by himself. Nico is like in the Olofmeister role somewhere by himself, doing something, trying to create openings, has a couple of crazy rounds. You know, it's a pretty loose play style, and everyone's like no pressure, confident, and playing well individually. It's extremely hard to play against that. So maybe Mousesports, one of the problems for this team was that they were trying to overcomplicate things with the amount of firepower they had. They were trying to do too much at the same time instead of maybe trying just doing basic stuff initially and then seeing how that goes and then gradually implementing further stuff.
It's an interesting observation to make for sure, and we get to see more of Mousesports in those playoffs. FaZe do have to battle again tomorrow. We can actually bring up the groups and recap exactly how the day did shape up nice and quickly. Just to clarify, you get Optic North tomorrow. That should be good, as well as Astralis securing their spot in the playoffs. And then moving into B, to clarify, VP Fnatic, one of those teams is going home and will be essentially grouped. Gambit securing themselves a spot in the playoffs from there. Group C as well, we can take a look at that one. Cloud9, NIP, tomorrow's games are shaping up to be blockbusters in best of threes. Of course, SK already securing a spot at the Grand Garden Arena. And into Group D, we did just see it. It will be FaZe Na'Vi. See if Na'Vi will be unfazed by the mixed team. And
I have a question, Alex. I'm the host now.
Sure.
Do you feel that whoever loses the NIP C9 game makes changes?
Ooh.
I don't think
maybe
so.
they should make a bet.
But I mean, hasn't Jason? Haven't you made it? Haven't you kind of thrown out there that you don't think like Cloud9 make changes? It's either like
I don't think they will.
Bust or nothing.
I think they should, but I don't think they will. Nothing has shown to me that they would be willing to make changes, especially breaking up that core of nothing Shroud Skittle. I mean, if you haven't done it by now. Surely, I mean, you think everyone has seen issues with this team except for themselves, or maybe they have and they just are that resistant to it. So, yeah, I don't think they do.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to leave it there. That's just a little taste of the discussion that we'll be having
on a happy
tomorrow.
note.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's true. We've got a lot of interesting
topics. There's no future for Cloud9. Have a good evening.
To discuss tomorrow. That's just one of many. So a big thank you from everyone that has been part of this production. We hope to see you again tomorrow for more of the same. This has been DreamHack Masters Vegas. And a big thank you, of course, to our sponsors like Monster Energy that kept us alive and kicking throughout this, as well as Asus ROG and HyperX alongside MGM Grand themselves. So it's been great for our second day here, and we're going to be eliminating more teams tomorrow. So do be sure to join us same time tomorrow for some best of threes.